Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is dope.
And we are live.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Can I do that now?
Boom, boom. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Let's
Welcome
do it, man.
in.
Welcome to the Mirepoix.
Bam. Everybody, what is up? It has been a minute. For our first time joiners, we always got to go through it. What is the Mirepoix? The Mirepoix is a French mother sauce comprising of onions, carrots, celery, reduced down, a little bit of butter or fat to make a delicious little base for anything you want to get going. Our Mirepoix, the Mirepoix podcast, is our business expertise, our many, many years in the business, our skills, talents, and problem-solving skills we bring to the table to simmer down into a beautiful, educational, fun, and creative and amazing little podcast for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are super excited to be here today.
Many announcements.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So many.
First, introduce yourself, man. Let's get back to the basics.
We'll introduce yourself. So my name is Gilberto Casimiro Valdez Arias, also known as Gilly V, also known as the Guild Master, the CEO, business owner of the Guild Texas, your support solution for any small business owners, big, small, little, or large. We're here to provide you the support you need to find the success you need in this growing, troubling economy.
That's perfect, man. My name is Chef Caius from the Chef Caius Experience. We provide a luxurious dining experience in the comfort of your own home or the environment of your choosing, meaning that we will travel to you wherever you are. We will bring this luxurious experience right to your doorstep, to your wedding, anniversary, birthday, whatever you would like to do to celebrate and to give yourself an elevated experience. We got you and would love to do that for you.
And that ain't no lie. Bringing it right to your home. Before we dive into all these new announcements we got for you, he just brought up bringing it to your home. We have a new home office, a new home base for the Mirepoix studio.
Yes.
And look what this man brought for us. Go ahead. Tell it to him while I hold it to him.
Yeah, so I am a Southern boy, but I'm also influenced by so many beautiful cultures and different cuisine. And honestly, oxtail, this is oxtail garlic noodles. You know, oxtail is pretty universal. In my culture, oxtail is typically compared or paired with or associated with Jamaican food, Caribbean foods, things like that. But Asian cuisine use a lot of oxtails, pretty much using the scraps to make something very beautiful. So we braise this oxtail all day in a brown sauce with some hoisin, some soy, some ginger, garlic, onions. Pretty much the mirepoix is definitely in here, some peppers. And then we did some hot chili oil, some more soy, some fish sauce, added a poached egg on top. Also cooked the pasta with some baby kale and got some kimchi over here and a little bit of lime. You know, we do a little bit of something. So
hell yeah. And to that end, for the folks at home, can you give us a quick little rundown on garlicky noodles?
Yeah,
so just noodles cooked in garlic. What are we talking?
Oh no, so this is I want to say it's Japanese. It's definitely a part of the Asian culture. But what you do is you saute some garlic with some ginger. You add your different browning sauces, your hot chili spices, and you know give those noodles. We're using some egg noodles right here, but you can use spaghetti noodles. You can use udon. You could use whatever type of noodle you would like to use for this. But like I said, we're using some egg noodles, man. So yeah, he's already hit me with the line.
I've been waiting for this one.
You're supposed to taste it first, bro, before you just but it's there for a reason at the same time. So no harm, no foul, but definitely
and so while we dig in, while we go through this, I'm just gonna drop some bombs on you, drop some announcements, what we got going on, what we're doing. Hey, first and foremost, we got a new home studio, so we're going to be a lot more active, throwing a lot more content your way in a whole lot of different ways. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Get all the socials up and running because we're about to hit the content game hard, and we're going to be dropping videos, clips, posts, marketing, the whole 9 yards. We're going to be getting into it. From there, as you may or may not have noticed, Miss Chef Sid Tastic is missing from our group. This wonderful woman has found her way into a lot of blessings, has a lot of opportunities, is about to start creating and growing and doing a whole lot of cool stuff. So we have her socials posted down in the description below one last time to let y'all know where she's at, what she's doing. She's brewing a lot of big projects, so we're excited to see that for her, see what she manifests, what she creates with it. So make sure to check her out on all her socials to keep up to date with what she's got rolling on. While you're at it, follow all our socials, at Gilly V, at the Guild Texas, at Chef Kais, at the Kais Experience. What's the website name one more time?
The Chef Kais Experience.
That's what it was. Okay, the chefkaisexperience.com. Easy cheesy.
All day.
So make sure to follow us there. And then from there, we've had a lot of talks in the branding of the Mirepoix, what we're trying to bring to you, how we're trying to inform y'all of what we got going on in our lives, how we choose to express ourselves, show ourselves, etc., etc. So you're about to get a whole lot more solidified, consistent existence with a clear direction. We are all here focused to an elevated existence in the rights of our energy is elevated, our opportunities are elevated, what we do is elevated. Everything has our name and our pride behind it, including the Mirepoix. Pop-up should be coming soon. More great deep dives and some good food. And from there, I'm going to toss to you guys so I can take me a little bite here.
Yeah, so just pretty much what he's saying, always building. The whole purpose of this podcast was to be able to kind of show you how we develop in our business, just how the Mirepoix is the foundation to any type of beautiful dish, your onions, your celery. We're pretty much bringing you into our world of how we're starting, how we're building, how we're developing our own flavors to bring you, a beautiful product, a very successful business. So shout out to my team, Marty. I think I gave him a shout out last time, but man, things are still moving forward. We're trying to, I won't say we're trying. We are going to lock in a wedding. We're going to have a private dinner. These past few weekends, I've actually been blessed and fortunate enough to be able to be moving into our space. But I had a client this weekend. Client is such a, I don't know, man. It doesn't give them justice because these people have pretty much become family. But they started off as clients for me, and then we just kind of grew and developed a relationship. But shout out to Gerald and Mercedes, who are celebrating a baby, a pregnancy. Oh, also they got engaged. Oh, so just a lot of beautiful things going on around me, surrounding me with friends, families, clients, and all that stuff. So just super excited about that, and super excited to be growing, developing the team, doing everything that we've been saying we were going to do, man. So,
manifestation and making it happen.
It's you got to say it first. Give it the imagination is born first in the brain before it's manifested into reality. So we're doing a lot of that now, and hence we've been telling you we needed our own space.
And here it is.
Here it is, right
and
here.
Here it is.
Yeah. So
you're about to see it getting better and better and better every time we keep on simmering to create a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And I love how you mentioned that this is the base, this is the background. This is where we started off from, essentially. You get the deep dive into our mind, into a look-see of how we're thinking, how we're brewing, what we got coming up, how we're going to get it coming up.
100%.
And definitely special shout-outs for Gerald and Mercedes celebrating all those wonderful things.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
I'm going to say this. In our industry, that's one of the biggest reasons I've stayed is how many people are willing to allow you to be a part of such a special moment, in the sense of, at the restaurants, you see the proposals, being asked to come and put on this special party for them and create this beautiful experience.
100%.
To help them celebrate, to get you involved. It's just, this industry is a beautiful thing. This industry is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and it's not to be taken for granted. Like, anytime I'm involved in these moments, whether it be, I'm going into their space to help them celebrate these monumental moments, man, like I'm always honored, you know what I mean? Because essentially, on the surface level, it's just food. But you got to think, like, this dish, these items that I've been able to prepare are bringing, this group together, is creating this gathering to be able to, create the space for celebration. So, it's definitely powerful.
Yeah, express it in a unique experience, because that's the thing. The experience you have for a a funeral dinner is infinitely different than the experience you have for a baby shower, the experience you have for a proposal, or the experience you have for a birthday party or any such thing like that. And so to be trusted and to be asked to create that experience for any one such person is a beautiful thing. And just to jump right into it, episode 8, pricing, dive into revenue strategies, getting your worth, finding your worth, delivering on your worth, determining other people's or other things' worth. I'm going to jump right into it. How much you charging for these noodles? On your menu, how much we sell an order for?
I mean, honestly, so it's hard to say, man. But we did this as a pop-up. I'll probably say about $20. So,
and I'll say it's worth it.
My egg isn't poaching the way I wanted it to. We've been trying to put together all the technical difficulties, but oxtails, man, oxtails are really expensive, and they don't yield that much meat anyway. So you have to get more to be able to really feel it.
And it's crazy how oxtails become such an expensive meat,
man, for sure. It's just one of those things, when you add the value to it, the price goes up. So what made oxtails so, expensive? The popularity, the ability to, the gelatinous, how tender they can be, just all those attributes that this essentially, this cheap cut of meat can produce. So it just tells you it doesn't matter. I was telling Roberto earlier, and it's actually on the flyer. The pricing or the value doesn't. I'm sorry, the pricing doesn't matter when the value is there.
Yeah.
So back in the day, you can get oxtails probably cheaper than chicken, and now it's about the same price as a steak.
And they have been skyrocketing too.
They're going up.
Pretty much once more culinary started getting involved with it, once more chefs started discovering it, once that demand started going up, we saw that price go up. 6 years ago, there was no oxtail featured on any menu. And if there was, it wasn't so much hyped about, it wasn't bragged about. And, it didn't have a reason to be or whatever the case may be. But it was definitely an oxtail featured dish 6 years ago, $12, $15. No biggie. And now, man, you can't go anywhere. You can go to those low-key, quiet Asian food restaurants that you can tell are mom and pop owned. The rest of their menu, $12, $13, $10. Oh, here's a dish that uses oxtail, $24.
Yeah, man, it's just, back to my point, bringing that value in. So it's really important, especially for somebody like me who does not have that professional, I won't say professional, but the culinary school experience. I didn't really work in any restaurants in back of the house. Anytime I ever worked for a restaurant, it was front of house service. And so I honestly feel like a lot of chefs maybe out here might kind of feel some type of way about me because essentially, man, I'm a self-taught home cook. You know what I mean? And but always being a student, always developing my craft, always building my values to the fact or to the point where, I can essentially charge what I want to charge, man.
Well, and also the thing is you created that value.
Yeah.
The same way Kobe created his value, the same way any value is created. It's through hard work, it's through sweat, it's through learning, through understanding. That is how you create value, and whether you created that value in an educational system, in a working system, or if you created it at the comfort of your own home, it truly is about creating that value and making it and creating it and taking no excuses and finding the way to make it happen. And pricing does play a big role into that. Using, for example, this beautiful Honig cab. Honig, not too sure. Someone can let me know how they choose to pronounce it themselves.
I want to look it up.
But I will say this is a fantastic wine. I've already taken like 3-4 sips. I already finished the food. It paired beautifully with it too, mind you. It definitely was a damn good drink. But, it's like a $35, $42 bottle, something like that. You can find them at Specs, H-E-B, wherever. But it well exceeds its value. And when the way they've been using it, they have many products offered on their shelves. And if you buy the $35 42 one, as we see here, and we fall in love and we say, man, it's good, we know their $200 bottle is going to be even better. We know that they back up their value on their pricing. We know that they create this value. And it's just really funny how many different ways, just all the little different tools really manifest themselves, if you know what I mean. You know, that the little decision about how much you're going to charge on your bottle, how much you're going to charge for your dish, what your menu looks like, all those things really go into not just building the brand, but really building your honestly, the whole brand, the everything that is your business. So how's pricing really affected you? You know, you said you started off as the home chef. You've mentioned before you were doing, what are they called, where you put a meal in a box for someone?
Something called meal prep.
Meal prep, thank you.
Not a big fan of it. But, bro, in the beginning, I was struggling getting people to pay $10 for a meal prep. And so I went down to $9 a meal prep and still had people like, man, I don't really know. And mind you, my portion sizes have always been fair. Like, you know, they have been healthy portions. You're not going to get, you know, you're not going to stay hungry after you eat my meal prep. So I thought it was fair, man. And then even from there, moving up, my upgrade was doing pop-ups. So where now I can serve or sell a $12 plate. And I thought I was like on top of the world. Like, wow, people are spending $12 for my big red chili chicken, Hawaiian fried rice, and my mac and cheese. I was, thinking I was doing something. And then it wasn't until COVID happened to where I lost my serving job. Now I'm faced with this, crossroad. Hey, now is my chance to get into people's homes, private chefs. I had one person hit me up. Hey, me and my wife are celebrating our anniversary. Would you come and do a 3-course dinner for us? Oh, heck yeah. I gave her my pricing. I think I actually charged her like $260, which right now I think my private dinners for 2 start at $1,000. So just to kind of give you, just kind of an area of perspective, but
how that value has grown.
Oh my goodness. But even then, even if my pricing didn't reflect my service, I still made sure that I gave them $1 million service. Like, and that's ultimately where I foresee the Chef Kai's experience going into. Like, I want to be the chef that the celebrities want, that Jay-Z will want to hire, Beyonce, because of the actress, the quality, the service, the flavors, everything that's going to go into it is going to make it a $1 billion business. And these are just the building blocks. But even then, $260 for a dinner for 2, I spent more money doing the dinner than I made from the dinner. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Buying the plates, creating the menus, making sure that you have quality items, and giving in those extra touches. That she just ordered a stuffed salmon. I made sure that salmon was stuffed with lots of crab, and just doing the extra things to really wow the guests.
Yeah, create that value.
Yeah, man. So guess what happened?
That value got created.
I mean, it got higher. They ended up booking me again, and the price wasn't the same. It wasn't $260. Yeah. And they, since they knew my value, they didn't have a problem, still purchasing the
still
service.
Felt like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Still at a discount. I remember what I got last time.
Man.
And to that extent, I know it's something that sits on a lot of business owners' minds about alienating or separating themselves from, any customers in general. But even scarier when it's the customers that helped you get where you were and that supported you on your journey there. And, I personally was very touched when you told me, hey, I have some clients that book me every holiday. No matter what happens in life, no matter how big I get, no matter how much I go, that will always be a personal chef experience that I give them. Even when I hire staff, even as I go big time, even when I'm fully retired and never have to lift a muscle again and my company is built and running and operating itself, I will still be there for them on those holidays and on those days that they normally request me. And it was one of those things that it was such a liberating thought in the sense of so many small business owners keep that worry in their head of, man, what am I going to do for Miss Janie that has been coming here every day since I opened this building. Now that I'm higher in place, now that I've created this value, now that I charge more for the experience I provide, whatever will I do? You can still take care of them. That's the reason they supported you. That's the reason that they kept on buying your services and kept on buying your meals and buying your plates, is because they wanted to see you where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because they're your biggest supporters, they're going to keep on supporting you. There's nothing to fear.
Yeah. So, and that's sometimes a hard one too, man, because it's a catch-22. Because at the same time, you want to respect your value, you want to respect, your growth. And at the same time, you do want to be able to take care of those people that supported you from the start.
Yeah, and there's that world to do it. Just like you said, hey, I will always be available to them personally as the relationship I built with them. And whatever way it ends up manifesting itself down the line, when you're booking Jay-Z, Beyonce, if those big supporters of yours come along and say, hey man, what's going on? I need you for this day. There's a way to build it and a way to create it and a way to still provide them the experience you want to provide for them in a way that they want to receive it, and to that end of creating that value, they want to see you create that value. They want to see you grow. They want to see you expand. They want to see you become a better version of who you are. And I truly believe that's one of the biggest parts of pricing, is not just the value you've created, but it's also the support, the love, and the expectation of expansion or expectation of growth. I was going to say on the tale of two dichotomies, you have created your value now, and obviously you are still creating more and more value and finding more and more ways to create an amazing product, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of the coin, right now I'm in the stage of creating value from zero.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, man. So talk to us about that.
So, man, so the guild has been going strong for about 3-4 months, right? And I'm not gonna lie, first month, the only people I was talking to, the only clients I were having was people wanting me to do their numbers. Hey, I can't afford to hire a full accountant, so can you just create expense reports for me? Can you just help me idealize my costs, help me do my pricing, et cetera, et cetera. That's what my first month and a half was the 3 people I was working with was essentially as a glorified accountant, without any of the actual pay of an accountant. But that's just what I was doing. And I was able to realize that, A, I can offer more. The guild can offer more. And I talked to my team, talked to the people that have been supporting me with their time, with their energy, with their attention, with their efforts, and told them, like, look, if I only do this numbers game, we're not going to get anywhere. And so from there, I really started cracking back down on what does a support system look like for a small business owner. And I essentially identified all those ways that I'm able to provide that support. Yes, I can still do numbers for people. I can still build up all that paperwork, but I can also provide for you logistics and operation. I can create training manuals. I can get you fully staffed, teach you how to be a leader, teach the leaders you want in position to be leaders. I can find for you those events and opportunities. I can, essentially provide you the physical tools you need. And I really started creating the value for the guild in that manner, in the sense of, hey, we can solve any and all of your problems specifically fit to your business. And so now the clients I'm getting are either just, hey, yeah, I need help finding this money. I need help creating these customers. I need help with my marketing. I need help with this. I need help with that. And because of that value I've created, I have been able to start providing that. And I will say it's actually been very fun diving into event planning. It was always something that when I was working as a server and manager, it was something that I'm not going to say I hated or had a problem doing, but it was always something that I felt was just an insignificant part of the bigger picture I was putting together.
Yeah.
And now that has been really shining alone and just, hey, I'm just here to plan the event, create it, lift it up, put it together. That has been one of the biggest value creations and also one of the most fun.
Yeah. And talk about value, man. Being that valuable without having to do so much of the work. I think about event planners, and it kind of reminds me of the conversation we had with the guy who had an issue with the marketers.
Yeah. Yep.
These people can charge essentially what they want to charge, and not really promise any real results. They say, hey, I'll do this and that and the other for you, but whether or not it will work, we won't know until it works or it doesn't work. But a event planning is essentially just putting together the pieces and letting everybody else do all the work.
It's management in the freelance department. Hey, I will design and manage this event. I'll find the chefs, I'll find the dancers, I'll find the music, I'll find the space. Hell, I'll even find the customers too, or the event goers. And then from there, I just sit back and, all right, you're the one in charge of this, you're in charge of that. And like I said, I think that's one of the reasons it's been most fun, is being able to touch all those different departments again. Yeah. And get back to my little director of operations roots.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a fun job. And I see the Chef Kai's experience kind of going into that. We already kind of do events, but to be able to have control over the entire event, from the whole decor, the entertainment, the drinks and X, Y, and Z. I really see that being a huge part of our business growth. But yeah, event planners, man, they I want that job.
Yeah,
be able to say, hey, you cook all night, you build those balloons, for the next 12 hours. You move the tables and whatnot, and I just come in and collect my check. That's a beautiful thing.
And that's where that value is created, is being able to have that vision and be able to say, look, I can plan for you an amazing party that all your guests will enjoy, but also B, to find all those people at a good, reasonable price, to be able to bundle everything together and take all that stress off everyone's shoulders, but more importantly, synchronize them all.
Yeah.
You found a good DJ, but if you don't put in the effort to let them know, hey, this is the event we're doing, this kind of music we need you to play. By the way, these are the chefs and caterers that are going to be working it. They want them to speak about the food. So make sure to be kind of playing a host and be able to, hey, you need to do this, and to just give them that direction and organize it all. There's a difference between finding people, organizing people, and leading people. And that's where that value for that event planner is created. And, to your end saying, the Chef Kai's experience is building to that. It's one of those things that when I've seen you put on these dinners, when I've seen you provide the catering service behind it, I look around and realize, hey, by far, bar none, the catering part or aspect of this event was the best. And I can only sit there and imagine in my head, man, what would that look like if he's the one that works with the DJ? If he's the one that works with the musician.
Bro, it will literally be the Chef Kai's experience. And what I would like for it to be the Chef Kai's experience, but made for you. You know what I mean? Being able to give those personal touches and going above and beyond to really just wow the guests. Man, that's what I live for, man, to really bring your value. If a client says to me that, hey, I don't feel like I got my value from this, which I've never heard before, but to hear that, it really made me sit back and think, like, yo, what could I have done? What can I do to not have that comment again? Like, I'm just so about that. That's so much a part of my brand, bro, like that I just have to make sure that I'm going above and beyond. And I'm not perfect. Like, everybody, no one's perfect. There are going to be some days where you might slip up and overcook one of the items, or can't put one of the dishes out because it fell short or whatever. But being able to bounce back and still think, okay, what can I do moving forward to still give them that experience,
And so, on that note, what are some fun ways that you have created that value in the world of catering, for instance, with your menus or with your foods? As you mentioned, we all go through it. That's professionalism. That's the definition of professionalism. Everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face. A professional can carry forward, execute new plans, adjust audibles. And so, for instance, one of the ways that I created value for an event I put together, it was a lady had already booked the location and said, hey, this is where it's going to be going down. You bring the rest of life, send us the bill. We'll we're there. We trust you type thing. And that first location, oh man, hey, I know this is a short notice. It's a week beforehand, but something happened. We won't be available this weekend. We got a construction project to take care of or something like that. I can't remember exactly if a water line bust or what it might be. But either way, a week before the event, mind you, I already have everything coordinated. I already found the musicians. I already found the food. I already found everyone. They all knew the battle plan. This is where we're going to be from this time to this time. Less than a week beforehand, hey, the venue isn't available.
Oh, man. The whole venue?
No, it was the venue. It was
Jesus
the venue.
Christ.
And
that's tough.
The audible turned into talking to not even letting the client know that this happened. It was just talking to them, reaching out. Hey, I just want to talk about, different locations that were important in your life. What do they look like? Just trying to visualize this for you type of deal. Make sure I get the little details just right.
Finessing.
And then, of course, they started telling me, oh, man, this is actually where we had our first date. And this was an anniversary party. Mm-hmm. The couple was like 70 years old was the dude, 65 years old was the woman. It was an anniversary party, and their first date, they still remembered it. It was at this place. Out in San Antonio somewhere, and I was able to book them last minute for cheaper than I was going to pay the original venue. I don't need to know that. Sorry if you're watching this video, but and then of course I reach back to them 2-3 days beforehand, and I say, hey, I've already notified all your guests. I already let everyone know this is a new location. I hope you enjoy it. You told me it was where your first date was. I think it'd be super important since it is an anniversary party. Oh my God, they loved it. They loved it. They loved it. And it was,
that's amazing.
It was one of the things. You got punched in the face, and I turned around with the right hook and finished that out. So, to that extent, where have you found yourself, or how have you found yourself creating value when things start going wrong?
So my whole idea is to plan to avoid those wrong moments. And then to also, overexceed expectations in the moment to compensate for anything that might have went wrong and you just would never know about. And I can't think of anything that dramatic, bro, in terms of one thing I did recently for a client was our rapport with each other, talking to each other about the event, the menus. She was a last minute booking. Her caterer pretty much at the last minute counseled on her, and she reached out to me, was referred to me from one of my big clients.
Nice.
Yeah, and so, I just made the process super easy for her, sent her to my website where I had menus already formatted. All she had to do was pick the menus, moving forward. I was able to send my contract and invoice right to her phone, essentially, so she didn't have to go to a laptop and print off any contracts and
rescan and go, oh, hell.
So she was like, wow, it's just been such a pleasure working with you. Mind you, she hasn't even tasted the food yet or had the actual experience. Well, at the last minute of the last minute event, she had to cancel her event, and she was all like, you think we could freeze the food? And I'm like, I was like, what's going on? She was like, I'm afraid we're going to have to cancel the event. Our ranch is having a fly infestation, and it's just completely unsanitary and just not safe for anybody. And I'm just trying to imagine,
dude, how bad does it have to be?
Yeah, for you to cancel a whole, and it was supposed to be 100 people out there. So I imagine this big old land, full of flies, and I just had a fly by me. Interesting enough, but
infestation.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, you know what? I said, as long as there's a date available, I'm willing to rebook that for you. And typically, and it was super close. I think it was the week of the event. And some caterers be like, hey, this is how you freeze it. Don't leave it in there for longer than 3 months, but they would have taken her up on that offer. I'll just
take the easy way out.
Take the easy way out. That's a easy event. But like I said, man, I'm so big on the experience. I'm so big on giving my customers that satisfaction. There's no way you're going to be able to enjoy the same food frozen as opposed to me making it fresh for you and serving it to you, the day of. So I was just like, if I have a day available, I'm completely down to it.
We can work it, we can find it, and it's interesting, and it's also, everyone knows it, but few people understand what it looks like. there is infinite value in a good relationship. And that client, the story you tell me, there's the value in getting to know you and reaching out to you and trying to book this, plan this, and finalize it on such a short notice that it's done within 2-3 days max.
Yeah.
And then from there to even go so far as willing to say, hey, deposit's deposit, it's already done, it's already there. But if you can book or reschedule or find another date once the flies aren't so awful, which, dude, I'm still sitting here like, how many flies is too much flies?
I kind of wanted to I don't want to see it, but I kind of want to see it from afar, man. Flies, you just, can you imagine, they're trying to celebrate branch anniversary, birthdays, all these, yeah, and then you just,
how many is too many? Because, I feel that one is too many, but also one is like, if there's a few, you're just like,
but oh my God, these flies.
Dude, to cancel a whole
event. And it wasn't cheap. You know what I mean? You're feeding 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to be willing to say, listen, we're going to cancel.
Yeah, we'll take the L. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just like, nah, let's give it your value.
Yeah, let's create that value in that relationship.
And then, back to what you were saying, it's just as important to value your clients, value your customers. Like this guy. These people are the reason why you have a business. Yeah. They're the reason why you're able to put a roof over your head, to feed yourself, to feed your family. It's the very least you can do is go above and beyond for them. You know what I mean? And
all day.
And what that creates is referrals. It gives other people an opportunity to experience that as well. So,
and just back to that point of very few people understand what it means to have a good relationship. That's exactly what I mean. Is just like you mentioned, there are so many people that would have said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll cook the food, run me the rest of the check, and you can do whatever." Yeah. There's so many people that would have said, "Oof, man, sucks to be y'all, but good luck. Next event has the same deposit, same payment, everything, and you're gonna pay me twice for the one event." I know it takes a good businessman to be able to value that relationship, value that customer, and say, "Hey."
Honestly, it wouldn't have even been my fault because she offered that. It wasn't even something that was just like, "Hey, well, it is what it is." She was like, "Can you freeze the food and just drop it off?" I was like, "Why would I do that?"
Yeah, well,
what's going on? You know what I mean? So just seeing that value both ways. And it's funny enough too, and kind of a little off tangent, but. When increasing my value, one thing that I've learned to do is to also spend money on other valuable things. Yeah. So it's easy for me to go to a restaurant, spend $200 on myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Go to other chef experiences and experience these 5-course dinners, 6-7-course dinners, X, Y, Z. And why? It's pretty much kind of like it's a universal law, essentially. You get what you give. Yeah. It's kind of hard for me to tell people, hey, spend all this money with me, and yet I won't go spend that money myself. It's very hypocritical.
And a big part of that too is building that experience, getting to see, okay, what does $200 get me from this person? What does it get me from that person? Yep. What does it get me from myself? Yeah. And things along those lines. And to that same end, I was actually just about to say that one of the things I learned very early on in my career was that people very rarely are willing to pay for what they're being charged. More often than not, where you make your most money off of your clients, your consumers, your guests, whatever word you want to call them, off your skivvy bops, is the stuff you give away for free. Which is, your knowledge, your expertise, putting rose petals on the toilet, saying, hey, yeah, I know you booked me as a caterer, but hey, don't worry. I got a great taste in music. I brought a speaker. I know you didn't book a musician, but hey, let me provide some background jams for you while y'all eat. And oh my God, it's so nice. I still remember one of the first gigs I did for you, these people were asking you, can you not turn that radio off? As we were finishing prepping, they're like, can you just keep playing? Yeah.
And they had a whole musician hired.
And they chose you and your speaker over that.
You know what? He could come later. we're vibing out right now. So
yeah,
just being able to understand your people, know your crowd, know your audience, and being able to deliver to their taste.
The stuff you give away for free is what gets you the most money. It's what you put out to the universe.
Yeah.
Dude, also, I'm sorry. I'm just still, as much as I'm trying to have these just interesting points about pricing and revenue strategies. Where you can create value, in what ways you can create it. How to be aggressive with it, how to be soft with it, whatever. Dude, I'm just still hyped for all the stuff that's to come, man. Like, I wish my camera was a little bit more mobile so I could show y'all like Mirepoix studio tour, all the cool things we got. If I could paint the picture for all the things we got planned. This white wall, that's an easel right there.
Yeah.
That's an easel.
Easily.
We're about to make that into a beautiful little thing.
Yeah.
Man, we got so much cool stuff coming. I'm excited for all the content we're about to start releasing and dropping, and all the free things we have created as value for you, the viewer, to enjoy.
Yeah.
All the different ways you get to know us, get to see us, get to interact with us.
Yeah, building that value 100%. And Roberto had the great idea too, these dishes that we feature on the episode, to be able to, turn it into a pop-up selection. So some of the things that you all are seeing, if you ever thought, man, that sounds just amazing, or those tacos, or that dish, whatever, let us know. Give us that feedback, and we'll love to be able to, do a meet and greet with you guys. And let you try out the dishes, man. This boy cleaned his plate, so I'm trying to be a little bit more modest, man.
Hell no.
But it's just it'll just be really good to be able to extend that value even further. To not just have you on the screen, seeing afar, but really to be able to experience this in person. So
get in on it, and we're gonna give you those opportunities to get in on it
for sure.
On those points.
Yeah.
One of the things that was beat into me in one of my first jobs, pursuing excellence over at Bohannon's, was leave nothing on the table.
Oh yeah.
In every sense of the word. A, when you're clearing a table, leave nothing on the table. B, when you're making a sale, leave nothing on the table. Offer these people everything you can offer them. If you have an amazing dessert, let them know. If we have amazing steaks, let them know. If we got amazing appetizers, let them know. If we're doing specials, let them know. Yeah. Leave nothing on the table. And in one end, you get those sales. In other ends, you get you pursue all the leads you can. But on the other, on like the true business side of it, you offer everything you can. And that's what helped me start creating my new value for the guild, is that I can do so much more. I can offer y'all so much more. How can I bundle it? How can I be more aggressive with it? How can I provide a service as well as a product? And it's one of those things of, dude, leave nothing on the table. If there's any parable, if there's any quote, if there's any great googly mooglies of like sage wisdom, leave nothing on the table in every aspect of life. Take every opportunity you can, take every option you can, provide every service you can, talk loudly in every situation. It's
I actually have a different perception on that, man. I believe a lot of your value comes from what you don't do, just as well as the things that you do. For instance, I had a gentleman I had a gentleman call me today. I have these calls ever so often where there is just a pitch for me to do a job that it just wouldn't give the brand the value. And I'm kind of somewhere in between whether or not, that's, one side of me is like, this is not a part of my brand, so of course not. The other part of me is pretty much what you're saying, don't leave anything on the table. But I say, man, I've been pretty successful at being consistent with everything that, pretty much helps build the brand. Anything that will go against it. For instance, this guy wanted me to take over his kitchen at a lounge. He's building a lounge off of Stone Oak. And I was like, hey, you were highly recommended to be a chef to take over it. And I was just like,
man, real quick on that, that's super bold to just be like, hey, so you have your own successful business, but dude, you were highly recommended to come, do my business.
Yeah.
Like, that's bold.
I wanted to be like, wait, who told you that? Who told you that I would be interested? I was like, I appreciate it though, because for one, it just means that people are talking highly of me. For this complete stranger who's probably never had my food, you be like, hey, I'm building this lounge. Stone Oak is a nice area. Mm-hmm. So I'm imagining that this is going to be a nice lounge. But for you to randomly be like, hey, we would love for you to take over our kitchen apartment. We give you free range to do whatever you want to. I was like, man, I appreciate that, but I'm pretty tied up with what I'm doing.
Yeah, still running my business.
But in the value that I do want to be able to bring forth is, if I can't do the job, I want to at least be able to recommend somebody else who might be a better fit for you.
Yeah.
So that's just one thing that if I can't fix the problem myself, I would like to help you fix the problem. So that's just kind of my way of being able to deliver without delivering. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. And on that note, that's the beauty of sage wisdom, though, is that it can be interpreted in many different ways.
Yeah, sure.
In the sense of, to me, leaving nothing on the table doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means more approaching and analyzing everything, and what I do sign up to do, I leave nothing on the table. When I'm being clocked in, or when I'm hopping off the bench, or if I'm starting the game, whatever minutes I get, I'm gonna do everything with those minutes. Whatever opportunity I do have, I'm gonna take everything I can. And to that regard, saying no, hey, dude, I'm not going to work for you, I'm not going to be your executive chef, isn't not taking everything on the table, because at the end of the day, you still created that value, you still create a relationship, and let them know that, hey, you can still come to me for your problems. I may not be the one to solve it, but I'm going to make sure it does get solved for you. Here's a list of other people that I highly recommend that I think would be a better fit for what you're trying to do instead of the Chef Kais experience. And to me, that is a manifestation of leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, and what I even did too, I offered like, hey, I could do a pop up for you, man. I could do a hit it and quit it situation. I
generate you some value.
Yeah, So just pretty much what he was saying. There are different ways to be able to give that value without having to give that value.
Yeah, without having to give it all away.
Yeah. And where do you see yourself going, man? If you could have your ideal number to where you would like to be valued at X.
So valued at X, man, it is so tricky because my product is not a menu. You know what I mean? And to try to transform it into a menu, I will say this. For a year's worth of my time, in the sense of I will be dedicated and focused on completing a project for a client, whether that project is, hey, man, I want to start a new restaurant, whether that project is, hey, man, I'm starting a whole new vision. I'm a first-time business owner. This is my first month of existence. I want to bring this to life. Or whether the project is just, hey, I need to open up some new streams of revenue. For a year's worth of my time, by next year, 2023 to 2024, I'm going to value that year at bare minimum, bar none, $72,000 for the year to do that project. Obviously, the size and scope will change it. The needs will change it. Someone just says, hey, I just need help staffing up, and I do have a GM that I feel could do a little better in those responsibilities, but I don't want to give up on them. They've been doing good. I just know they could do better. I just need you to come in and be a mentor for me, my GM, and my company as a whole, and help us seize more opportunities and run our business better. All right, yeah, maybe that's not, a $300,000 job, but it still is,
You're way lowballing yourself, man.
Hey, I'm building that value, bro. It's coming. Because here's the thing. That is just words, wisdom, education.
Yeah.
If you're telling me 2 days a week for me to educate these people, put together my training manuals, et cetera, and walk them through, challenge them in ways they need to be challenged, help them find the results they need to find, for 2023 to 2024, that service will never be more than $75,000.
Yeah.
And never be less than $74,599.
Now, is this you scaling? Is this you like being able to commit to other jobs?
Oh yeah, all day. That is the biggest reason is I will provide a service as well as products to people out in the world, small business owners, large business owners, corporate, whatever. I will provide that service and that passion, that power, but I will never be exclusive. If someone did want me for an exclusive contract of, hey, the guild is going to take on no other clients, y'all are fully committed to me, every ounce of the being of the guild is going to serve me for the next year, that's going to be $746,000.
That's what I'm talking about. Talk that talk, man.
Because at the end of the day, for that exclusivity,
yes,
that's the whole thing.
Man.
You want exclusive, you got to pay for exclusive because you're asking me to give up on all my other opportunities.
Yes.
You're asking me to not touch dessert because the main course is that good. You're asking me to set the appetizers to the side, not drink my drink.
Yeah.
You're asking me to have a bad meal.
Yeah. and what I would like for both of us to get to the place to where that's all our interactions. Just to become so valuable, and not to the point where you're just unreachable, but essentially, yeah, you kind of are. You have so much to offer that it's just they have to be willing to compensate for that value, and then that's what I mean when I say for myself. I look to become that chef, man, for the best of the best. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to be in that room. And even more so, to not only be serving the table, but to be at the table is
sorry
is where I see the Chef Kai's experience going.
Well, and to that end, I will add on to that. Look, I'm not trying to alienate anyone. I'm not trying to say you peasants can't afford me or anything like that.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, where would modern physics be if Albert Einstein said, you know what, let me just stick to elementary grade math. Let me be a math teacher in elementary school.
Right.
It takes, high value, creating value. It is that's the nature of the beast. If Jay-Z was still selling himself to do birthday parties for 50 people, we would have never gotten anything that we've gotten from him,
Exactly. And it goes to, there's levels to this, man.
There's levels to this.
If you want that $20 plate, there are people that are more than willing to do it, and
that's where their value shines. That's where their value shines.
And not taking anything from them, but just where I see myself, where I see my business going. I want to be that top dollar, and I want to have my value mimic that. I'm not just looking to charge just for the hell of it. I definitely want you to say, man, I spent 50 grand on this wedding, but boy, would I do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's one of those things that, one of the examples I always use is there's an author, great American author, I think it was Thoreau, might have been someone else. Find it in the comments for me, whatever the case may be. But it was this author who was working as an accountant. And, we'll dive into brotherhood and team and all that jazz later and like having true support. But this accountant had dreams of being a writer. And he talked to his brother about it. He talked to his family. He would have little excerpts here and there. And eventually his brother came to him and was like, look, man, how much does your accounting firm pay? And this was like way back in the day. So, okay, $5,000 a year. Okay, here's $10,000. I want you to spend the next year doing nothing but writing. If you're telling me $5,000 is all it takes for someone to eat up 40, 45 hours a week of your life, cool, here's 10 grand. I want it all dedicated to your writings. And it's one of those things that without that money, he wouldn't have been able to do it. So without me charging what I charge you, I cannot provide you what I want to provide you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I just got through talking to one of my mentees about that because she's struggling so bad with her pricing. And I say, think of it like this. How do you see your business growing if you're always undervaluing your service?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to build an empire, picking up pennies off the ground.
Yeah, there's a reason we pay taxes.
Yeah.
And it's because to run an empire, you need it.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's an investment. It's how you're able to build a successful business. And then there's a guy named Myron Golden, and he says, the best ain't cheap and the cheap ain't the best. So, you think of terms of that, people definitely have an emotional attachment to pricing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good one or a bad one, if it makes you feel nervous, if you think, man, I'm spending $300 on these shoes, these are going to be some fly shoes, And
the thing is, they better be some fly shoes. You know what I mean?
And that's subjective, man. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Is if someone is saying, hey, I'm going to spend the max amount of money I can spend, they're looking for the max amount of value they're looking for.
Yeah.
And so to that person who does think, man, my $200 sneakers are the bomb, they're crisp, they are awesome. Nah, they're never going to enter that realm of Yeezys,
Yeah.
And to them, it might not be cool, might not be what they're looking for. I know plenty of people that would rather, hey, bro, it's my daughter's quinceañera. I don't want anything fancy. Like, I literally just want a dance floor. Yep. I want music, and I want fucking street tacos slanging out. That is what I want for the perfect experience for me.
Yeah.
And I can sit there and say, dude, honestly, let me direct you to someone else. Let me show you someone else.
Exactly.
Because the events that I want to provide, the things I want to do, I'm not looking for this minimalist stuff. I'm not looking for we're hosting this party out of your garage. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for, hey, we're going to rent out a warehouse. We're going to get these 3 live musicians. Yeah. They're going to be putting on an act all night long. It's going to be an open bar. I've designed these amazing cocktails for you. This is the liquor we're going to offer. These are the beers we're going to have. These are the 2 wines we're going to be doing for you. It's going to be a total party, and it's going to cost you $150,000 for the night,
Yeah.
But we're going to have the best food. It's going to be the best experience. You're going to come up on stage, say happy birthday, sing happy birthday. And to that person, hey, those were amazing sneakers.
Yeah.
To that other dude who just wanted tacos in his backyard, even if I gave him that at the value he wanted to spend, he wouldn't have enjoyed that. He would have been like, dude, what? No, this is too much, my guy. Yeah. I don't want this.
And I mean, like I said, there's levels to this. Everybody's not going to value that type of value.
Mm-hmm. And that's why pricing is important, because the people that want what I'm trying to deliver understand that it costs money, that it's expensive, that it's this or that.
It's pretty much bait.
Yeah,
I'm gonna attract this type of client with this type of pricing, and I'm gonna keep this type of client being able to produce the value that they're expecting with that type of pricing.
Yeah.
So you just can't throw out numbers and just expect everybody to go along with it. No, your numbers need to reflect your service.
Yeah.
And the service need to reflect the numbers.
If you're charging Yeezy prices, I'm not even going to dive into if they're a good quality sneaker. I'm not going to dive into if they look cool or not. Their value comes from the fact that you can identify them. You see them. That is how they have marketed themselves, is as a stupid, ridiculously expensive brand.
Yeah.
To where when you are wearing those damn Yeezys, everybody in the room knows, oh snap, those are the Yeezys, right? And you get that special feeling of, you're right. They are.
Yeah.
I can rock them. I can afford them.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, but I was like, on the same end, you can make anything shine, but like when people are spending a certain amount of money, they have their expectations following with them.
Oh yeah, and they know.
Mm-hmm.
They know.
If I'm about to drop $100,000 on my daughter's birthday party, it better come the way I want.
Yeah.
And not so much that the customer's always right. You have to bow to their control. No, I believe that you as a service provider, as a business owner, it is up to you to control what you do and how you do it. But they understand what $100,000 can get them for one night.
And that kind of goes back to what I was saying. You have to make that investment yourself. You have to know what $100,000 party looks like, so that you could adjust accordingly.
Yeah,
you're gonna look real funny going to a all black party wearing white. You know what I mean? You're gonna be out of place. So educate yourself, man. And let me ask you this: what are some things that you do to really get better at your value? I know you were saying packaging up, figuring out your menu, so to speak. to be able to produce that value. But what are some other things you do to help increase your value?
Excuse me. So, right here, right now, in the moment, the value that I have created for my clients and for the people that trust me to bring their vision to life is the fact that one fee, one monthly charge is going to get you, at the moment, a whole lot of me. So depending on how many departments you want me handling, how many things you are trusting me to bring to life for you, it is handled in that regard. So if you're paying the hey, this is currently what I'm asking for $2,000 a month, this is just so everyone knows, this is the current menu. For $2,000 a month, you will receive essentially my services as a director of operations. That means everything top to bottom. I will take care of your marketing. I will be the business owner for you. That way you can focus on your true talent. So, a lot of my clients tend to be chefs. Mm-hmm. Hey, for $2,000 a month, I will be your business owner. Don't worry, dude. I'll look into numbers. I will handle finding you the things you need to find. I will find you the staff you need to get. I will design your marketing strategies. I will get you in front of the people you need to get in front of.
That's a steal.
Yeah. And that is about right there. Now, of course, there are some of my clients and some people that I work with and some of the viewers at home that cannot spend that $2,000 a month.
Right.
And for them, I do offer them special things packaged, as I mentioned. So, my base level package is just, hey, one thing and one thing only. Yeah. Look, you have a brilliant idea. You have an amazing food truck. You have an amazing pop-up series. You have an amazing private chef service. You have an amazing whatever. And this is just the one spot that you have identified as a weakness for your business.
Yeah.
Okay, man, if it's just one thing, and it's just one service I will be providing for you on a monthly basis. For those, we do sign contracts to continue that service for a longer time. So instead of just, pay me monthly, it's like, hey, look, for 3 months, I will provide this service upfront, no cost to you. But by the end of the 3 months or the 6 months or whatever terms we work out for whatever small solution you need, this will be the payout, and it pays out more on the back end than it does up front. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them, they need to make that money first.
Oh, yeah.
For those that just need me for my event planning, for instance, hey, for that, I will still be the director of operations. I will be this event planner. I will be this project manager for this one day and one day only, and you will pay me out of that one day. So instead of having to pay me for oh man, for the whole month's worth of work. No, instead you can just say, look, I want to put on a special event. I want to create a special gig. I want to book a wine dinner. I want to find this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Then that I can do, hey, easy cheesy, and that one I charge based off the event. So my truest value right now is providing the support that you as a business owner need, not that you think you need or that you that people tell you need. Yeah. I'm not going to go over to you and say, hey, this is what Coca-Cola is doing. I'm going to charge you Coca-Cola prices when you're like, bro, I needed a glass of water. I didn't need a whole soda. I didn't need a whole fountain dispenser.
Yeah.
And I help you identify exactly where you struggle on that end, whether it is marketing, whether it's staffing. Because, a lot of these people, they're doing big things on their own. For a lot of people, the support doesn't come in the sense of, oh man, I just need someone to take over and do it for me. It's no, I need someone to help me take care of this so I can take care of that.
For sure, man.
Then Cassie be ready to throw some $100,000 parties, though.
Is that what she said?
That's what she said. She goes, man, I'm ready to throw these $100,000 parties.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the manifestation of this. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I've been fortunate enough to, like I said, build this team, and I believe that my value that I'll be able to bring forth from this is being able to do multiple events in one day. That's going to be a big deal for me. So many times I've had clients hit me up, hey, are you available this day, that day? And I'm like, no, I'm already booked. But definitely be looking forward to being able to say, yeah, absolutely. I have my team. I have my...
we have the Chef Kais experience for you.
Yeah, all day. So that's something that in the near future that I'm looking forward to being able to. And I feel like with that too, that's definitely going to help us get to those big time clients. So that's
that's the path there. So on that same note, we covered it. We've caught y'all up on everything coming. As far as letting you know what is to come with the Mirepoix, as I mentioned, we are diving deep into the content we create for you and the ways that we allow our viewers to interact with us. The way of growing this viewership. So for I think we peaked at 6 viewers today. Woohoo!
That's great.
For y'all 6 that are looking for more ways to interact with us and looking to build more friends, help spread our name. We're gonna make you look cool. If you tell someone, hey, check out the Mirepoix podcast, you're gonna be the cool dude that found the underground podcast that's growing, that's building. Because like I said, we're about to dive deep into the content we provide, how we provide it, etc., etc. We gonna do a lot of big things. The guild is coming your way with all our things launching soon. We're finalizing all our webpage details. We're finalizing all our Instagram details. We're working with our in-house content creator, digital content person, etc., etc. The guild's team is growing. The Kais Experience team is growing. So the guild and Gilbert for this week, what I got rolling y'all's way is, I'm going to start committing some serious time to creating content and content alone. So, Kais, what's your wrap up?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, man. Content is everything in this industry. This is the only way people can find out about you is by you making yourself find out. If that's a term, I just made.
Hey, it's a term now.
Yeah, find out. But so just getting real focused on being the best and doing everything that we can do, not leaving anything on the table, as you said.
Leaving anything on the table.
We have this beautiful kitchen now, this beautiful home. I'm definitely going to be taking full advantage of this kitchen, making more beautiful dishes like the dish you saw tonight. Just really, putting you guys in my world, sharing more of my life with you guys, in hopes that you can really see who I am and what I'm wanting to do, and hopefully you can tap into that journey and want to be a part of it. So just making myself more approachable to the people and giving you guys that value. All day.
So that was the Mirepoix. Thanks for checking us out. Tune in every Monday, 7:30. Check our content out. Follow us. Ish.
Yeah.
Big strong on the ish, but follow us on all our platforms to stay up to date with what that ish may look like.
100%.
If it's 8 p.m., it's on our Instagram. If it's 7:45, it's on our YouTube. Check us out. We will continue to deliver to you all the great things that make Mirepoix so fine. So
we'll be here.
Thank you all.
Absolutely. The 6
to a good night.
The Magic 6. Adios.